Pre-dawn launch from North Berwick Harbour. The scene of an unprecedented tragedy lies 5 kilometres offshore. So we head east along the coastline and the half-light towards Bass Rock. Before us, only Maggie Shedden from the Scottish Seabird Centre has witnessed what lies ahead. Because access to the world's largest breeding site for northern gannets, one of the wonders of the wildlife world, had been strictly forbidden for months.
Guys!
The season over, landing is finally permitted. The Rock's 150,000 strong seasonal inhabitants have either moved on, or as we start to see for ourselves as we ascend the cliffside,
I mean, it's just been a season of unprecedented happenings.
Never took off.
We had gannets washing up on the shoreline.
And at that time, this whole rock would have been absolutely covered.
Yes, it was alive, absolutely alive.
Within weeks, Maggie was filming disturbing scenes like these all over the Rock. Thousands of desperate creatures who'd come to give new life, instead fighting dizziness, blindness, then organ failure, ultimately in vain. Most gannets that catch the avian flu virus that ripped through here end up dead. So now this place is littered with carcasses. Tens of millions of birds have probably perished from this strain of avian flu. And once it gets into wild species like these, it's impossible to contain. It's very hard to even track it. That's worth taking note of in a world where most new infectious diseases that affect us humans originate in other animals first and then mutate. Experts stress the risk to humans remains extremely low. But back on shore, Susan Davies, who's the head of the Scottish Seabird Centre, says this has been a wake-up call.
I think we were all caught on the back foot with this and the scale of the impact that's happened. But there is now in Scotland and at UK levels much better coordination on avian flu in terms of a response group, a task force, as a result of what's happened this year. And through that group there will be more coordinated effort in terms of surveillance.
The immediate threat is to commercial farms, where this week the British government brought in lockdowns to try and keep the virus out. This is a global problem though, with cases now widespread. And in Scotland there are signs of a coming second wave. Maggie worries the survival of entire wild bird species could be at risk if this keeps going. And she's not alone.
We've seen COVID, we've seen what that did to humans. Well, this is probably something similar with wildlife, and it can spread to other wildlife. There are reports of seals, and I believe there's a black bear and other species, and it is in other wild bird species from raptors right through to your sort of ducks, swans. It's going to be really slippy.
As we leave, the odd healthy gull can be heard overhead. That's cause for hope. Some birds are being hit hard, others much less, or not at all. That no one knows exactly why yet, though, is itself a cause for concern about what next season may or may not hold here, and far, far beyond.